I did want to talk about Ironfish here. One of the things that's been really interesting that I've been participating in is their incentivized test nets. Now, there is a downside. We talked about this where the incentivized test nets for Ironfish does require an email, but you can just spoof whatever email you want. Maybe use a Proton email address is what I would recommend. That sort of thing if you're really paranoid here. But their testnet for phase 3 will be wrapping up on March 7th. And that will give their team time to work on the mainnet launch later that month. So this is getting pretty cool. We are about to see basically a mainnet launch for the Ironfish network. And I'm extremely stoked on this because what we're talking about is essentially SSL for cryptocurrency or for DeFi and all that. So I'm really hot on this project. I'm going to keep my eye on it. I don't have any, I have my incentivized test nodes, which means that presumably for participating in it, I will get some Ironfish in return for having participated in these. If you want to participate in this, you can go to their website and, all you have to do is stand up a node. There's some other additional benefits like minting some assets, that sort of thing that you can do to get additional rewards. As far as like power consumption, all that, it doesn't require a lot. So you can use, whatever PC you have laying around at the house. And it's one of those things. This is a speculative mine type thing. There's no exchange. Hell, there's not even a real blockchain out yet, right? The main net's not launched. These are test nets. This is ground floor potential. What are we always looking for, especially through a bear market, are opportunities that are low cost, basically free, that have high upside, right? It doesn't cost a lot of power to run a node for this. You have a very high upside, right? This is higher than even mining or spec mining something like, for example, Caspa, right? This has a much higher potential and a much lower barrier to entry. So just wanted to bring that up with you guys. We are looking at a mainnet launch for March. So just pay attention to that as it goes. Now, Novo has also moved to novoblock.org. I just wanted to let you guys know this. A community member, I Need Money, had posted about it. I think he obviously works with Novo. I wanted to make sure that you guys were aware that it moved in case you're like, where'd the website go? If you want to do more research on Novo, feel free, novoblock.org. It is a fork. Keep that in mind. But you have the quick comparison charts here between Bitcoin, ETH, Doge, and Novo. You have block size here. You have layer 1 scalability and the UTXO based model. Most of this stuff, they're comparing with coins that have been out for forever. And the reason why I just bring that up just in general is that a majority of these specifications are pretty much shared by a majority of newer proof of work projects that, date back all the way to Ergo has UTXO, there's not a lot super special here. Just to keep in mind, all of these things are always going to have advertisement that look, if you compare a 2023 Chevy Silverado to a 2012 Chevy Silverado or to a 2012 Dodge Ram, that's a better comparison. It doesn't mean that the 2023 Dodge Ram is inferior to the 2023 Chevy Silverado. I mean, in my opinion, it is. But it doesn't mean that inherently, right? I'm a Chevy guy, and I'll stick with my 2012 Chevy Silverado. But that being said, I just want to make sure you guys understand that concept. Now, big deal here. We did the how to mine Dynex coin. They are having issues with their web wallet. You can still do the node wallet. I'm going to work on a guide for you guys on the node wallet. The guide on the channel utilizes the web wallet. That's because for ease of use, I thought that would be the best. Obviously, they've had a ton of issues with this. in particular, though, everything for your wallet is still being tracked on chain. It's just that at this point, the web wallet is syncing and then you'll get access back to it. I still am not a fan of the web wallet at all for Dynex. It's by far the biggest red flag that they currently have. There's no way to export your private keys, so you can't recover it to a node wallet. Honestly, it's been unreliable as heck. It is probably the worst experience of a web wallet I have ever had. And there's been some pretty bad ones. So, at this point, I would, even if this gets back up and is functioning, as soon as it is, if you've been utilizing the web wallet, get a simple node wallet stood up, a simple wallet up, get your Dynex out of here, right? As soon as this thing syncs, get it sent to one where you have control over the keys, and just be safe out there, boys.
Established in 2017, Octominer is an international mining hardware company. They manufacture and engineer the best mining equipment in the industry and supply rigs to some of the largest mining farms around the world. Their GPU mining rigs also integrate with the top crypto operating systems like HiveOS, MinerStat, and Simple Mining. All parts come with an international 1-year warranty. Exciting news! They will be adding ASIC miners for sale to their website soon and launching a new product built specifically for ASIC home miners. Please visit octominer.com or email support@octominer.com for questions.
That being said, we also have announcements from Conflux, in particular talking about Nucleon. This one's kind of interesting. Now, Conflux, obviously a proof of work coin, but they do have liquidity staking available. Well, they had staking available, and now they're moving into liquidity staking, meaning you have a token system built on top of it, not dissimilar from what you saw with Ethereum. What this is going to allow individuals to do in particular is going to have kind of a fluid staking system. But keep in mind, once again, this is exactly the same as having a wrapped version of staked Ethereum, right? This is a wrapped version of staked Conflux from the best that I can tell. The actual coin, the actual Conflux, is going into Nucleon's proof of stake pool. You can read this entire question and answer Q&A down below, but what you need to understand is it's a token, XCFX, that then you are able to buy, and it represents staked Conflux in Nucleon's proof of stake pool. From a perspective of how I would approach that, I would be very cautious, right? Because this does mean that you are reliant to a certain extent on this pool being not only operational, but also being above board and all that sort of stuff. So be extremely careful with this one as far as like investing into it. But it is important to understand that the path that Conflux is going does put it closer to the decentralized finance capabilities of both Ergo and Ethereum, which is relevant right now because and Ethereum Classic, the only options for this type of functionality is on Ethereum Classic and Ergo currently, right? Those are the only I guess we could say Ethereum Fair, I don't count that. Ethereum Proof of Work, I don't count that. We could count those other two forks. But the big dogs, the ones that really have the most potential, for being completely honest, it's Ergo and Ethereum Classic. Now we're seeing a third party enter another party here with Conflux. So this could be a little bit of bullish news for them, but we are in a bear market. And if we're being completely honest, as we are with everything else, it's all tied to Bitcoin at the end of the day to a certain extent. So just wanted to bring this up and let you guys know that. We also have a very odd announcement from Flux. Now, here's the deal. I think like there's a little bit of ego going into this particular post, and the way that I've been seeing a lot of reactions from Flux community members, as well as, you know, Flux people that work at Flux, that sort of thing, as it pertains to proof of useful work, is them wanting to make a distinction. The original thing that they were really starting to do, and this is kind of odd, like it's a weird ego play that I think should have just been left alone, because the optics are just childish in my humble opinion. I'm sorry, Daniel. The like my optics on this whole like rebranding from proof of useful work to Flux proof of useful work is just, it's silly at best. Like, if it works and it does what it says and it is a form of proof of useful work and Flux does it the best and the most accurately defined, then let it speak for itself. This is just a weird one, right? So they said they're pleased to share that ZIL hash naming will be retired and Flux proof of useful work will take its place. Since Flux is the only true proof of useful work, it comes at a fitting time, and proof of work is essential to the long-term viability of blockchain projects. I would have left it alone, just kept advertising as proof of useful work. I guess getting distinction, sure. It's just kind of weird. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, as well as in the live chat. I'm curious what you think. I thought it was very odd, but it happened. So if you hear Flux proof of useful work and you're wondering what that is, there you go. Right. Thanks for checking out this clip from the Crypto Mining Show. You can check out the full episode here or more crypto content down here. Also, I'd like you to check out my locals page at sonofatech.locals.com, where you can become a member for free or choose to be a $5 a month supporter that unlocks additional content.